which police say the suspect shot himself in the head. Both terror suspects, Army vets who served at the same Army base at different times.
Former FBI agent Nicole Parker says the agency must get its priorities straight.
It's difficult to track down individuals. A lot of these cells, it is very difficult. But again, I'm going to go back to priorities. If the number one priority of the FBI is to stop a potential terrorist attack, and they put as much energy and vigor and tenacity and perseverance into stopping these foreign terrorist organization groups as we have seen them do, going after conservatives, I have no doubt that the FBI can step up to the line and keep America safe.
An explosive device is discovered near a freight train in Idaho.
Cops responding to a 911 call about a suspicious person along the railroad tracks discovered the explosive device, which they describe as an IED, on a step connected to the outside of the train car. Police followed footprints in the snow to a camp trailer where they arrested a 40-year-old man. A nearby bomb squad was called to remove and detonate the device, and the FBI is now assisting in the investigation. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The upcoming Texas state legislative session may reveal more division in the state's GOP. Robert Thornton has more.
The Hill reports that some feuds within the state's ruling coalition of Republicans could boil over during the new legislative session this month. Republicans have faced Democrat obstacles as well. In 2021, about 50 state Democrats fled the state to deny Republicans a quorum in voting on election integrity bills. And recently, Texas Speaker of the House, Dade Phelan, withdrew from the speaker race. Mary Elizabeth Castle is the Director of Government Relations at Texas Values.
All of us at Texas Values have been warning a lot of people who are in the conservative movement and a lot of grassroots people that, Speaker Dade Phelan did have some issues with upholding a lot of principles. Now, we did get a lot of good things done, like the Texas Heartbeat Law and the Save Women's Sports Act, and stopping gender modification for children, but they weren't easy feats, to be honest.
State Representative David Cook won the House GOP caucus endorsement, but Castle said it is believed that Representative Dustin Burrows was selected by Phelan and could lead in a similar manner. Another issue is the practice of Republicans appointing Democrats to chair committees.
That has been a, contested issue even before Speaker Phelan, even when we had some moderate speakers in the past that were Republican. We're notorious for choosing Democrat chairs for certain committees. And there's many issues that come with that. That comes with, a lot of conservative and even Christian priorities not being passed.
I'm Robert Thornton.
More news online at afn.net and download the AFN mobile app for your Apple or Android device. I'm Rusty P.
Streaming.afa.net has now become AFA Stream, and you can find it at stream.afa.net. You see, we removed the letters ing. Our experts have determined that eliminating those 3 keystrokes, multiplied over hundreds of thousands of AFA Stream visits, could reduce the national debt and maybe increase the gross domestic product. AFA Stream, formerly streaming.afa.net. Improvements to the economy are purely theoretical.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840.
Ahoy and good morning, esteemed professors.
They can't take boats or something?
I guess they could, but
then they wouldn't be in a trivia question, though.
That's true. That was Yosemite Sam.
I think you got the wrong play, Ed. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio, the first Trivia Friday show of the new year. I'm Tim Wildmon with Ed Vitagliano. Good morning, Brother Ed.
Good morning, Tim.
Or Professor Ed, I should say, for this show. Professor J.J. Jasper.
Great to be here. Let's raise our cups of coffee, make a toast. May your troubles last as long as your New Year's resolutions. We're only going to have trouble till about the second weekend of March.
All right.
Hey, we kept the flame of Trivia Friday alive through the holidays. We didn't miss one show.
We did not.
Except, no, not one Trivia Friday show. We were in here live.
All right.
Every Friday.
That's right. We're dedicated.
We're dedicated.
I would say this to you, Year Through the Bible folks who are already behind.
Hey, on the other side of that coin, I saw a post like December the 30th said, I don't mean to brag, but I've got enough money to last me till the end of the year.
Yeah, it was like December 30th or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you mentioned that. In all seriousness, read your Bible through this year or make a commitment to read your Bible every day. When we pray,
that's what I had to go with.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, when we pray, that's simply talking to God. When you read your Bible, that's God talking to you. He will reveal himself to you. He'll speak to you. He'll nudge your heart, whisper to you, and tell you how much he loves you. He'll lead, guide, and direct you as you read his word. But it really is. It's inspiring. You'll get joy, courage, faith. Faith cometh by hearing, hearing by the word. So read your Bible every day. It will it's life-changing.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, Trivia Friday it is, also known as
Learning University.
Learning University is on the air. If you're new to this show, we're going to ask 3 trivia questions each and ask you to call in and ask yours and answer ours. How about that? Answer and ask, that's what we prefer here. And what's the phone number, Ed, and what's the rules for today?
All right, 888-589-8840 is the number to call to get on this show. Now, we do ask that if you have been on the air with us in the last 2 months, 8 weeks, we just ask you to wait another week. We try to give as many new folks as possible an opportunity to get on the air. So hold off one extra week if you've been on the air with us in the last 8. The number is 888-589-8840.
What's that number, Ed?
It is 888-589-8840. We do ask that you be 11 years old or older to call to be on the show.
And some ID.
Yes,
I mean, they need to.
If we have to ask for it,
we
will.
ID, we would.
Yes,
we'll card you.
Yeah, we'll card you. And so 9 questions is what we will put forward. One of them's kind of special, JJ.
One is a mystery question. You don't know which one it is, but
That's the mystery, right?
It is one of these original 9. So for you poker players who are counting cards, it's one of these original 9 questions. When you hear the different ones come off the table, you'll have it narrowed down if you're paying close attention. Mm-hmm. But if you land on the mystery question and answer it correctly, you'll hear this sound.
The beloved cowbell shall ring.
That means you're going to win a real nice AFR ball cap.
Yep. We're going to send that AFR ball cap, which I'm holding up for those of you watching on the internet. I'm holding it up right now, and we're going to send that cap your way. And as a token of our appreciation for you playing trivia and you answering the mystery question correctly. So there you go, AFR ball cap.
And now if folks don't want to have to rely on
luck,
on the luck of the draw.
Straight up luck.
You can buy these hats. That's right. You can go to resources.afa.net, resources.afa.net, and search for the AFR ball cap.
They're real nice.
They're real nice, Clark. And so check it out. I'm not sure how much those go for. I'll have to check it out at some point. But
I don't know.
Anyway, it's reasonably. It's reasonably
up
priced.
And down. What's the website to buy the hat?
Resources.afa.net. Resources.afa.net if you want to buy one.
All right, go Ed.
All right, here are my 3 questions. First question: Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? It's a short story, famous. Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
Or if you're a Loretta Lynn fan, holler.
Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Holler?
It's right over from the creek.
That's. I had no idea what a holler was when I moved down here to the South, married a Mississippi girl. Yeah,
you'd never seen a fried green tomato.
No, I didn't even know those existed.
Or mater.
Or
I was going to say mater, but it's just.
I had never tasted a homegrown tomato.
Yeah,
like right out of the garden, right out of the garden. All I had was store-bought tomatoes. I know we're getting off track here. And when I first met my in-laws, my wife and I were engaged. We were on spring break. I went to meet her family, and my wife asked me for lunch. She said, "You want a tomato sandwich?" And I looked at her like she had two heads. I said, why would I want a tomato sandwich?
Lathered with mayonnaise. On,
yes,
on
but
white
her
bread.
family had a garden, and that was the first time I ever tried homegrown tomatoes out of the garden, and it was like a whole new food. Changed my life.
One story reminds us of another. I promise I'll make this quick. So we grow a garden every year, as much for the kids as anything. We got corn right off the stalk, corn on the cob, shucked it, Mel cooked it with whatever was for lunch. And so the girls, they're eating this, these roast nears, this corn on the cob. And they said, what is this stuff? And we said, well, it's corn on the cob. No, this is amazing. This is so sweet and delicious. I've never tasted anything like this. And it gave me a chance to say, here's the deal. They pick this stuff in California, ship it to Kansas. It sits in a warehouse, ship it to the grocery store. It sits on the shelf, a couple more weeks. And this is how God really intended for you to get things right out of the garden with the taste, with the vitamins and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They got hooked on saying, okay, something fresh right out of the garden. Mm-hmm. It really is, it's different.
It's different.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, my next two questions they're related, folks. Okay, so hang on, listen closely. My second question is, what Major League Baseball pitcher won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter? What Major League pitcher won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter? And kind of the opposite of that, this is my third question, what Major League pitcher threw 7 no-hitters but never won a Cy Young Award?
Life's not fair.
Life is not fair. So those are my 3 questions.
Here's what I've got, starting out with multiple choice. Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is a phrase in which language? A, Swahili, B, Portuguese, or C, it's a made-up Disney phrase. Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, you got the song kind of going in your head right now, but it's a phrase in which language? Swahili, Portuguese, or it's a made-up Disney phrase. Second question, what did sailors and pirates eat to prevent scurvy? What did sailors eat to prevent scurvy?
Fresh corn on the cob, right out of the garden.
Yeah, they had a little dirt back there on the poop deck, and they had some fresh tomatoes, corn growing.
I didn't need that image, but you go ahead.
Probably should have gone with a different part of on the stern.
I know what you're talking about. I've studied enough history.
Here's my true or false third question.
Yeah.
A chameleon's tongue is twice as long as his body. Is that true or false? A chameleon, like the little gecko or a lizard or whatever, the one that gets on something orange and turns orange, it gets on something blue, it turns blue. A chameleon's tongue is twice as long as his body. True or false?
Man, I hate to get that thing tangled up, walking down the street.
My wife owned a chameleon one time. I'm being serious.
Really?
Did you see it change colors? Did that really?
It does, and it did. And
what about that tongue?
When you put crickets in ice?
Yeah.
Wait, easy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I won't get too.
Okay, when you get what? Now I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
What now? You got crickets and what? Ice cream
with crickets, and so I would put them in there. I'd tell my wife, "Wait till I get home from work. I want to feed the chameleon." And that thing's both its eyes go in different directions.
Yeah.
And its eyes.
I had an uncle like that. That's why you don't want to be born and raised too close to the nuclear plant. That's just one of many reasons. Or have a house under the power lines. They say what they want about them power lines. You got an uncle whose eyes go all jiggly. You don't know if he's looking over your shoulder or he's looking right at you, trying to carry on a conversation, going all willy-nilly.
I love that character.
Hey, back to your thing.
No, I would just
chameleon in one corner,
and
the crickets in the other, the aquarium.
Its eyes would look down, and you just say that you better say your prayers, because that chameleon was locked on, and it was a big old cage.
Oh,
and
my
so I won't say anything. I don't know the answer to your
Ladies
question.
and gentlemen, we've got the chameleon in this corner of the aquarium, and the cricket in the other. We're not going to tell you how long his tongue is, but as Ed Vitagliano said at ringside, that cricket better say his prayers.
Better say its prayers. All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's for sure.
JJ?
Yeah, I just had mine. That
Oh, you
was
did?
my
Okay, I'm
third.
sorry. All right, here are my 3 questions, and we'll get to the phones here. For 30 years, the Labrador Retriever was the number 1 dog in America, as far as
For good reason.
For good reason. I'm right there with you.
Most popular, pet, whatever. There is a dog breed that took over 2 years ago and has been number 1 since. I may have asked this question a few months ago. I can't remember. But anyway, so the question is, what is the name of the dog breed that's the number 1 dog breed in America now and has been for the last 2 years?
I'm guessing it's from China.
Uh-huh.
China.
China?
2 years ago, it took over. It took over like every other area of our economy.
All right. Second question is, this actor, still alive today, was a major movie star for Disney in the 60s and 70s. His movies include The Barefoot Executive and The Computer Who Wore Tennis Shoes. Name this actor. Do you know that?
I do. I know that.
You know, JJ?
I can see him, but I can't remember his name.
All right, so here's my third question. What is added to oil, vinegar, and lemon juice to make mayonnaise? What is added to oil, vinegar, and lemon juice to make mayonnaise?
You mean like when you're over at Ed's relative's house and they get out some white loaf bread, smear that mayonnaise on there and put some fresh tomatoes on there?
Yes,
for
sir.
Have some oregano in it.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on to the phones.
Let's
Ed.
go to Nebraska, and Michael is on the line. Michael, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Yeah, my friends call me Mike.
Mike.
Well, we'll call you Mike too then, Brother Mike.
Hey, Mike, being from Nebraska, you've had some fresh corn on the cob, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, we've had a lot of corn. It keeps up with my corny jokes.
Yes, sir.
Well, you've come to the right place, Mike. You want to ask, answer, or do both?
We'll do both.
All right, which one you want to answer?
So many choices here. Let's see here. I'll do the sailors and the pirates.
Here's the question, Mike. Let's
that was
see.
a group, by the way.
The sailors and the pirates.
They were good too, man. I'm telling you, they didn't get enough respect.
What did sailors and pirates eat to prevent scurvy? Little backstory. Scurvy killed over 2 million sailors between the 16th and 18th century. It was a big deal. Yeah. So what did sailors and pirates eat to prevent scurvy, Mike?
So it was citrus, lemons, and limes for the vitamin C.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
the answer is citrus fruits. They ate lemons, limes, and oranges. Scurvy is caused by lack of vitamin C.
I've always wondered how they...
That's why they call them limeys.
Oh, that is right.
Is that right? The British?
Yeah.
That's what they
How
call
did
the British?
you know that? Do you just remember that from history, or were you a pirate in an earlier life, Mike?
I have a lot of trivia that's not trivial, so yeah, that's in my brain.
Well, way to start us out with the correct answer, and Happy New Year to you and your family. What's your question for us?
Happy New Year's to you, too. Speaking of New Year's, okay, on New Year's night, the Capitol, the Washington Monument, the Empire State Building, all got struck by lightning. Is that true or false?
You talking about the other day?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I can't imagine him making all that up, so I'm going to say true. But if that's true, I think that's a great last thing to do with Joe Biden and company.
On the way out.
On the way out.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I'm going to go with
Here's
JJ.
what I think about Joe's administration.
That doesn't sound like it's made up.
The Empire State Building, the Capitol, and what else?
The Washington Monument.
All got hit by lightning?
I can see the Empire State Building and the Washington Monument frequently getting hit by lightning.
The lightning
They're so
rod
high.
up there for a reason.
All right, I'm going to say true, Michael.
Okay, that's 100% true. They also said that the New World Trade Center also got hit by lightning at the same time.
Wow.
You mean you mean the same day, same night, or whatever?
Same night. Yeah. It wasn't. I think the one with the Capitol and the Washington Monument were simultaneous.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, Michael, again, thank you for listening to AFR,
Yeah.
and we trust you and your family have a blessed new year.
All right, we go to Iowa. And
Stay in corn country.
yeah, Iowa.
Right.
Caleb is on the line. We were in Nebraska and now Iowa. Caleb, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Where do you live in Iowa, Caleb?
North Central.
Okay, North Central. Well, Caleb, you want to ask, answer, or do both?
I will do both.
All right, which one you want to answer?
I will answer the one about the chameleon's tongue.
Okay. Boy, I'm getting a lot of traction here.
All right, what's the question again,
Here's
JJ?
the question. It's true or false. A chameleon's tongue is twice as long as its body. Is that true or false?
And talk about being made
That
fun of.
is
Go ahead.
true.
That is 100% true.
Wow.
And if you don't believe it, you can call Ed's wife.
Well,
she'll tell you.
The chameleon is no more. But
Last thing the cricket said was to his buddy, "No way, we're too far away." George, we're too far away.
That's like famous last words. One thing about famous last words. What duck?
what?
Man, you
Yeah,
talking
duck.
about the tongue is like
Twice as long
Gene
as it's
Simmons?
body. More than that. Yeah. Hey, how did you know that?
By watching a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good answer.
Interested in science.
What's your question for us?
In the first 5 years of their NFL career, what two quarterbacks have the most Super Bowl appearances?
All right.
Oh, in the first 5 years
Of their career?
Of their career.
Who has the most Super Bowl appearances?
So just go back on who had some of the most Super Bowl, like Brady, one of the Manning.
Well, are you asking one? There's one answer, or how many? How many
They're tied.
there's two people tied.
Well, he's
Yes.
okay. Two people
Now,
tied.
How many
All right.
Elway? How many? What are some ones that are at the top?
Okay, his was
Tied.
later on in his career, I think.
I think now Joe Namath, I think was.
Oh, that's a good answer.
That was early
Right.
in his career.
Yes. Let's stop just a minute.
Okay.
though. I don't mean to sound like a
No,
teacher here.
It's okay.
Joe Namath had one appearance.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that's all.
That's all.
Yes.
So
Okay,
let's
that's not
go
going to that's not going to be a consideration here.
Okay.
Okay. So Tom Brady is almost.
He's got to be.
He's got to be one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Is
with
Tom Brady one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Tom Brady's got to
Who
be one
else?
of them. The other one would don't say anything, Caleb. The other one would have to be either Joe Montana, but I think he was later on in his career. Joe Montana, or Terry Bradshaw,
Bradshaw's a good
because they had
first 5 years.
The key is
Or
going to
Roger-
be how early.
Roger Staubach.
Staubach.
Yeah.
is another one. So pick one of those.
We could pick one each, and then we'd win. No, we
outcome
would.
based.
Huh?
Outcome based.
No, it's just hedging your bet.
Hey, Caleb, is the answer? I know this is cheating a little bit. Is the answer one of the three we mentioned there?
No.
Really?
we-
All right, you
Second one
better
is
give us the answer.
We've had Jim Kelly may be the answer.
the second one is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
Didn't even think
Didn't
about
think
I
it.
about
didn't think
that
of
current.
someone that current. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so we got one of two, which is 50%.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
good for baseball.
It's an elf in
if you're
school,
getting up
but-
to the plate. Hey, thanks, buddy.
Caleb, that was a great question.
It really
That
was.
was.
I don't think I've ever heard that question.
Well, you don't think about. You're not thinking remote. You're just
Yeah.
thinking way
Yeah.
back in the past.
I was thinking back when George Washington and his friends were getting together and playing some
Crossing the Delaware.
football. Hey, have a happy new year. Tell your family thank you for listening to AFR.
And who's next, Ed?
All right, we'll go to Mississippi, and Haywood is on the line. Haywood, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, Happy New Year, professors.
Hey, Haywood.
you.
Thank you for calling. Good to hear from you. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Haywood, you want to ask,
a-
answer, or do both?
I'd like to do both.
All right, which one you want to try to answer?
The mayonnaise.
All right, the mayonnaise question is as follows, which Haywood's going to answer. So, what is added? What is added to oil, vinegar, and lemon juice to make mayonnaise? Haywood.
That'd be egg whites.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I have egg yolks. Same thing, right?
No.
No,
But
parts of an egg. That's okay.
I got egg. Egg yolks
Egg,
is
yeah.
what I have
Oh,
here.
egg yolks. All right.
Yeah. To add.
I just say eggs.
Yeah, eggs.
Eggs.
Yeah, good.
In the egg family.
I didn't know that vinegar and lemon juice were in mayonnaise.
Oil, vinegar, and lemon juice.
Melanie and the girls made some homemade mayonnaise the other day. Melanie started making homemade detergent to wash the clothes.
She didn't put any detergent in the mayonnaise.
No, but
Okay.
they've just been watching. They've been binge watching Little House on the Prairie. It's paying off for me.
Is it right? Did they use these ingredients?
See, I remember her saying, I only kind of go through the kitchen. I'm not really allowed in the kitchen for various reasons. But they were saying, Melanie was saying, I'm amazed. I'm shocked that there's only this, and this to make mayonnaise. It's so easy to make.
Yeah.
And you know what
So
you're
you
getting.
don't know.
Did it taste good?
Ask her off the air if that's right.
Oh, no, it's going to be right. Yeah, for both of them. You know, it was only like about
All right,
3 or 4
Hayward.
ingredients. So, yeah, that's pretty good that they're
Fire
getting
away, my
all
friend.
DIY.
Yes. Fire away.
Okay. In 1990, Brother Don Wildmon, along with Mississippi Right to Life, had a pro-life rally in South Jackson to close up the last abortion clinic operating in South Jackson at that time. There was 3 of us standing on the sidewalk. One was your father, Brother Don Wildman, me, and another gentleman. And a city council member named Gwen Harmon jerked the press credentials off of the guy on my left. What was his name?
His name was John Riley.
Well, that was too easy.
No, a lot of our listeners don't know that. John Riley was there, press credentials, asking questions, and they ripped the thing off and bullied him. And in fact, Brother Don never took anything laying down. They sued the city of Jackson and won.
Wow.
And had to write a check, like to cover the attorney's fees. And Brother Don always wanted to make a point. He wasn't to do the money, but let's put this and let this be a precedent. Free speech, press credentials, you don't do that.
As his son, I didn't always like the points he made. I'll just tell you that right now.
Son, this
dads
is
are
hurt.
always making a
This is
point
gonna
of
hurt.
some sort.
Son,
All right,
this
thank
is
you,
going to hurt
Hayward.
you more
God
than
bless
it's
you,
going to
my
hurt
friend.
me.
We're going to take a short time out right here. We'll be back after the break. We will reset our questions and then on to David in North Carolina. He's up next.
It's my turn.
Here is your host for My Turn, Don Wildman.
Once upon a time in the long, long ago, the eagle and the chicken were very good friends. Everywhere they went, these friends went together. It was not uncommon for people to look up and see the eagle and the chicken flying side by side through the air. One day, while flying, the chicken said to the eagle, "Let's drop down and get a bite to eat. My stomach is growling." "Sounds like a good idea to me," replied the eagle. So the two birds glided down to earth, saw several animals eating, and decided to join them. They landed next to the cow. The cow was busy eating corn, but noticed that the eagle and the chicken were soon sitting on the ground next to her. "Welcome," said the cow. "Help yourself to this corn." Now this took the two birds by surprise. They were not accustomed to having other animals share their food quite so readily. "Why are you willing to share your corn with us?" asked the eagle. "Oh, we have plenty to eat here. Mr. Farmer gives us all we want," replied the cow. Well, the eagle and the chicken jumped right in and ate their fill. When they finished, the chicken asked more about the farmer. "Well," said the cow, "he grows all our food. We don't have to work for the food at all." "You mean," said the chicken, "that the farmer simply gives you all you want to eat and you don't have to work for it?" "That's right," said the cow. "Not only that, but he gives us shelter over our heads." Now the chicken and the eagle were shocked. They'd never heard such a thing. They had always had to search for food and work for shelter. When it came time to leave, the chicken and the eagle began to discuss the situation. Maybe we should just stay here, said the chicken. We can have all the food we want without working for it. And that barn over there sure beats those nests we have to continually be building. Besides, he said, I'm getting tired of always having to work for a living. Now the eagle replied, I don't know about all of this. It sounds too good to be true. I find it hard to believe that one can get something for nothing. Besides, I kind of like flying high and free through the air. And providing for food and shelter isn't so bad. In fact, I find it quite challenging. Well, the chicken thought it over and decided to stay where there was free food and shelter. But the eagle decided that he loved his freedom too much to give it up, and enjoyed the consistent challenge of making his own living. So, after saying goodbye to his friend the chicken, the eagle set sail for the wild blue yonder. Now, everything went fine for the chicken. He ate all he wanted. He never worked. He grew fat and lazy. But then one day he heard the farmer say to his wife that the preacher was coming to visit the next day and they should have fried chicken for dinner. Hearing that, the chicken decided it was time to leave. But when he began to fly, he found that he had grown too fat and too lazy. Instead of being able to fly, he could only flutter. So the next day the farmer's family and the preacher sat down to a meal of fried chicken. When you give up the challenges life has in pursuit of security, your ability to fly turns into a flutter. And that's the reason eagles fly and chickens flutter.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildmon, a production of the American Family Association.
A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not extinguish. He will faithfully bring forth justice. He will not grow weak or discouraged before he has established justice on the earth. In his law the islands will put their hope. Isaiah 42, 3 and 4.
American Family Radio.
Do it, Ed.
Kettle, you fool. Do you have a last songs for that Mickey?
You know, I remember when we hired you, that was the thing that put you over the top right there.
That's right. All those
Ed,
applicants.
Well, he brought his resume and
That's
everything.
right.
We did an interview with Ed, and of course I knew him from our time together. And then he said, "Hey, I can do one more thing. I bet none of the other people applying for this job can do." And then
Actually, the way it was is you said, I see here on your application that you're an inspector. And I said, Chief Inspector.
Yes.
Look, while we're there, I cannot believe I mentioned sailors and pirates, and I didn't get a reaction from you on the pirates.
Oh.
Not too late.
Yeah, not too late after doing Inspector Clouseau.
All right. So this
Panther.
Trivia Friday it is here on American Family Radio, also known as Learning University. Learning University is on the air. I'm Professor Tim with Professor Ed and Professor JJ.
Great to be here.
And we are going to repeat our questions that have gone unanswered.
All right, here are my three questions. Question number 1, who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
Oh, yeah.
Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Second question, what major league pitcher won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter? And then the flip side of that, my third question, what major league pitcher threw 7 no-hitters but never won a Cy Young Award? So they're kind of the corollaries of each other, I guess.
Here's what I've got. First question, Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is a phrase in which language? Is it Swahili, Portuguese, or it's a made-up Disney phrase? A multiple choice question for you. Hakuna Matata, which means no worries. Is it Swahili, Portuguese, or it's just a made-up Disney phrase? I'll add 2 more Who wrote the novel Call of the Wild? Who wrote the novel classic Call of the Wild? Third question, what popular soft drink claims to contain 23 flavors? Which popular soft drink claims to contain 23 flavors?
You mean 23 flavors in one drink?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what gives it its snap, crackle, and pop.
23? How? I don't know. There's just so many questions there. How would you ever know?
This is what makes
Well,
life
the guys
worth
that are,
living.
They're guys that are putting it together. A little
ingredient,
a tad of cinnamon, a tad
I
of
got
lemon,
you.
a little
Okay.
drop of this,
drop of that.
A
Kind
unique
of like
flavor.
making mayonnaise.
Well, it's like Colonel Sanders' recipe. Nobody's going to know, because they don't have the key to the vault,
right?
To find out. They can't duplicate it.
All right, here are my questions. I have 2 questions left here, and then I'll add another one if one of these gets answered. Now, the Labrador Retriever has been the number 1 American most popular dog breed for 30 years. Well, the last 2 years, there's been a dog rise up. This dog rose up, or rise up, however you want to say it.
You can call it a coup if you want to.
It was a dog coup.
Yeah, it was.
And this dog breed is now the number 1 dog breed in America and has been for the last 2 years. I want to know which dog breed
I don't
that
know
is.
the answer to that.
All right, and my second question is, this actor who's still alive today was a major movie star for Disney in the 60s and 70s. This is a baby boomer question. I'd like to throw one of those in because I are one. His movies included the Barefoot Executive and The Computer Who Wore Tennis Shoes. What was the name of this gentleman? As I say, what was it? Still is. He's still alive today. All right, Ed.
All right, we go to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And David is on the line.
I see.
David,
Boy,
welcome.
You ain't no chicken hawk.
Welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you, and happy third day of 2025.
Yes, sir,
amen.
David.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Happy
brother.
New Year.
Hey, David, you want to ask,
Thank
answer,
you.
or do both?
I want to answer and stump you with a riddle from my 8-year-old granddaughter.
Oh, that sounds like
all
a
right.
good challenge.
Try it, David. Try to stump us. I'm pretty
I
confident.
was looking through some. Yeah.
I got 3/3 of a brain right here. 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Go ahead. Go.
I was looking through some secondhand books at a thrift store this week, and I think I know the answer to the Sleepy Hollow.
All right,
author
David, here's the question. Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
I believe, if I recall, it was Washington Irving.
That is
Wait.
correct.
Hey, it's a
I
mystery
want
question.
you to look what happened for somebody, quote unquote, randomly perusing through some books at a thrift store, and who knew that was going to be the question on.
Which leads to an AFR ball
Yeah,
cap.
That's right.
Congratulations. Happy New Year. You just won an AFR ball cap.
I don't think this is coincidence.
I don't either.
Oh, no.
I don't believe in coincidences.
One size fits all, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Well, it's adjustable on the back. Yeah, so the answer is yes.
Yeah, hey, way to go.
David, if you got a big head, you can put it on.
Or a small head, or maybe a granddaughter. Who knows who's going to wind up with this?
I might give it to my granddaughter.
There
Is
you
that
go.
okay?
Hey, listen, David, stay on the line so they can get your address where we can send that. And no kidding, congratulations. What's your riddle?
Hey, by the way, let me just jump in for just a second. Washington Irving also wrote the short story Rip Van Winkle.
Oh,
so
those are
that
two
story
huge
of the
classics.
guy who slept for 30 years. So these were way back in the early 1800s and became famous, best-selling short stories. So a little bit of
still known today.
and
Yeah,
still known
something.
today. A little bit of Americana. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, by the way, is where you get the story of the Headless Horseman.
Yeah. What happened to his head, by the way?
Well, nobody knows, but it was turned into a fiery pumpkin.
Here's the deal. There's a Bible story and a truth in the Bible tells us about every single occurrence and situation. Little David, the shepherd boy, up against the giant. After he hit him right smack on the forehead with that stone, and he pulled the giant's own sword out, that was the first chance for people to learn how to get ahead.
Oh, man.
Oh,
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Dark humor.
Oh, I like
For
what you did
for
right
the new
there,
year.
Ed. Go ahead, David.
I
see what you did, David.
It's sometimes you're just on a hot streak and don't even know.
We're ready for that riddle.
Get a head start. Go ahead, Ed.
The riddle from my 8-year-old granddaughter. All right. You're ready. Let's see if I can stump you.
Okay.
You're in a metal box with a chair and a mirror. How do you get out?
You're in a metal box.
Metal box with a chair and a mirror. Okay, so this is not one of those things where you like open the door, right? Something that you're not thinking about. I mean,
you're in a metal box.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say open the door.
Open the door and walk out?
Because, just open the door. That's what, because it's a riddle, and he's expecting us to
Somebody's
overthink it.
knocking at the door.
Huh?
Somebody's ringing the bell. Why does that song come to me?
A song always
the door.
comes to you.
Yes, that's our answer.
All right, we're going to
Just
say you open the door and walk out, David.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
All right, then you take the mirror because there's a little bit. No, I was going to say sunlight coming through, and you turn it use it for a magnifying glass to catch the chair on fire. But I don't know how that'd get you to where the door would open. All right, we're stumped.
Very close.
All right.
You look in the mirror, and you see what you saw. You take the saw and cut the table in half. 2 halves make a hole. You crawl through the hole, and you're out.
I like it.
I
That's a
like
good
it.
riddle.
What's your granddaughter's
don't.
name
Go
that
ahead.
stumped the panel?
Kate.
Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
Is Kate
That's
listening?
Great riddle.
I'm just kidding. I don't like any riddle I can't answer. So, but that is repeat the question and answer because there are some listeners who want to use that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You're in a metal box with a chair and a mirror. How do you get out?
You look in the mirror and you see what you saw. You take the saw and you cut the chair in half.
Table in half.
The table in half, and 2 halves make a hole, and you crawl through the hole and get out.
I don't mean to make everything political, but that sounds like a government explanation of why they gave, $50 million to,
Study that?
Yes, to study that.
Study
That
that?
was the explanation they gave.
All right, Brother David, thank you so
Okay.
much. Good to hear from you.
Hang on,
Yeah.
David. I'm going to put you on hold, and Cindy will get your information, and we'll send you a cap for either you or your granddaughter, Kate. And good job.
That was great.
Stump the panel as well. So
That was pretty crazy that he's looking through a thrift store and happens to just read it and just saw it. That's like when you're not exactly like it, but you're reading your Bible and you're like, wait, I just thought of that today.
Yeah.
And here it is, I'm reading it. Or we just had that conversation. Now I'm reading about it. But God's Word's alive and it's the Holy Bible. But you just see all those things that fit together like that. What's the chances to do that and then be on a national radio show and hear that same
and
question?
win a hat.
And win a hat. How cool is that?
All right, we go back to Mississippi, and Anise, I think maybe, is the name of our caller. Anise, do I have your name correctly?
Annis.
Annis.
It's Annis.
Okay.
Annis.
All right. Annis, I apologize. Welcome to Trivia Friday.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year to y'all.
Happy New Year, Annis. Hey, Annis, before we do your Q&A here, and you, if you can tell me what happened to the head of the Headless Horseman, I got a AFR travel ball cap for you. What happened to his head?
I have no idea.
I'm with you, Annis. I don't know.
That stuff's scary, too scary for me.
Maybe we should. Maybe we ought to read the book.
Well, I remember that story, but I don't remember what happened.
Let's write a sequel.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought maybe you knew. Go ahead. You want to ask or answer or what?
Both.
Okay.
Well, some of them have been answered, but the who wrote The Call of the Wild?
Yes, ma'am. Here's the question. Who wrote the novel Call of the Wild?
I think it was Jack London.
Jack London.
Jack London.
And I think that was written like 1911. And what a classic. I remember reading that in high school. And great book.
Did he write any other books? Or
I don't know
He did.
the
I
answer
think
to that.
I think he wrote The Sea Wolf, which is really a good book. He wrote several novels. He was like an outdoorsman.
How'd you know that?
I just remembered it from 100 years ago.
Right. Annis, I was never able to finish a book. I started a bunch, but finishing's never been my strong suit, and that was one of the first books I ever read all the way through because it was just so interesting. Do you know if Ed mentioned a couple. Do you know of a couple more books that he wrote?
No, I can't think of it right now. I know this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't.
All right, what's your question for us?
Okay, it's Andy Griffith.
Where's Bert?
Ed's ready.
Ed's ready.
Okay, what the population of Mayberry is?
All right, Ian.
What was
population of Mayberry?
Good grief! I don't know. I'll say 1,000.
Salute.
560.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw a number out.
It's probably closer to that.
560 people, men, women, and children, and pets. What's the answer, Annis?
It's more than 2,000.
2,000.
2,000. Wow.
When the choir was trying to get a tenor, to sing with them, and he said, surely in a town of 2,000 people, we should be able to find one.
Oh, that was a good.
That's a good memory there
That
you got
is.
there, Annis, for the Andy Griffith Show trivia. I wonder if Bert would have known that one.
He would have. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, he would have.
He still. It's been a while since I've watched it, the show, because I watched it for so long and watched. It's hard for me to watch because I know everything's coming up.
Right.
But Bert still watches it, so he probably would have. He would have probably nailed that.
Annis, thank you. Thank you so much for your love and your prayers and your support for AFA and AFR. God bless you, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
And by the way, White Fang is also another one that Jack wrote.
That was a great book that turned into a great
They were
movie.
the outdoors in the wild books. Let's repeat our questions quickly.
All right, I'll have to add one since I had one answered. First question, what Major League Baseball pitcher, won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter? And the second question is like unto it. What Major League Baseball pitcher threw 7 no-hitters but never won a Cy Young Award? And I will add a third question. What is considered the first competitive sport invented? What is considered the first competitive sport invented? That's what I've got.
Here's what I've got. First question, multiple choice. Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is a phrase in which language? Is it A, Swahili, B, Portuguese, or C, a made-up Disney phrase? Second question, what popular soft drink claims to contain 23 flavors? Now add one. In the Peanuts comics, Linus and Lucy, what's their last name? What is the last name of Linus and Lucy?
All right, got 2 questions left here. I want to know the most popular dog breed in America. What is the most popular dog breed in America?
And it's not Labrador.
That's right. Labrador was for 30 years, but got replaced by this particular breed. This actor, still alive today, was a major movie star for Disney in the 60s and 70s. In fact, they signed him to a contract, Disney did. His movies included The Barefoot Executive and The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. And he went on to have an acting career beyond the Disney brand.
If we named those movies, people would probably
know.
They would know.
They probably know by what I've already
Yeah.
given here. But anyway, what's the name of this gentleman? Go ahead, Ed.
All right, let's go to Texas, and Tom is on the line. Tom, welcome, sir, to Trivia Friday.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey,
Thank you
welcome
very
to you.
much.
Where do you live in Texas,
All right.
Tom?
Mm-hmm.
I live in a town called Frisco, which is a town north of Dallas. It's actually a fairly large city.
Frisco. Well, howdy, Tom. Ask, answer, or do both?
I'm going to do both.
Which one do you want to answer?
I'm going to go with the Akuma Matata.
Here's the answer. Here's the question.
Did he get it right?
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Say it again, Tom. Go ahead. We just want to make sure before you answer the question you get it right. Go ahead. Tom?
Oh, you want me to say it again?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Hakuma Matata
Okay, Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is a phrase in which language? Is it Swahili, Portuguese, or it's a made-up Disney phrase? What's the answer, Tom?
That would be Swahili.
It is Swahili.
Wow. Way to go, Tom.
Hey, Tom,
All right.
a quick story, Tom. My daughter is living in Kenya as a teacher/missionary. She was at the little grocery store, which I think they call them dukas. She bumped into somebody while she was looking at all these labels. She had no idea what she was looking at or even what the food was, the brand or anything. She bumped into this guy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He said, Hakuna Matata. And she said, what'd you just say? He said, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Oh, I know what it means. She said, I just thought it was a made-up Disney thing.
Like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yes. And so I told her, I said, well, now you know. So if you're ever trying to communicate with somebody and get to an impasse, grab you a little lion cub, go to the edge of a cliff and hold it up and go, Savinia, because that probably means something too.
That probably is all real language that they use.
Yeah, I FaceTimed Maddie an hour ago, which is like 8 o'clock at night, and she was having a Swahili lesson with an older gentleman, and she introduced me to him. I said, hello, it's an older man. She is learning Swahili. So who knew that was a real phrase?
Wow.
It really does mean no worries.
Hey, Tom, good job. By the way, did you know that? You just kind of guess or what?
Well, I have 3 kids and 7 grandchildren. You kind of know that stuff.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, you
That's
can
how we
sing the
learned it.
song. Hey, what's your question for us, Tom?
Yeah. So what is the longest word in the dictionary, and what does it mean?
Longest word in the dictionary?
I think we've had this question
have
before.
had it. Yeah.
But it's too long to remember.
Too long to remember, and I don't remember the definition being,
man. Now, we're not talking about like that made-up word
the real word.
It's a real word.
No, it's a real. It's a medical word. It's
yeah.
for
It
sure.
was. I
You
remember
better
it was
go.
a
You
medical.
better go ahead and tell
Yeah,
us.
I'll never remember that.
Okay, so it's pneumono ultramicroscopic psilocovolcanoconosis, which is a situation where you have miners get it. It's quartz dust and silicone dust that gets in your lungs and pretty much stays there. It's an incurable type of disease for the people that do end up getting it. But
how do you get that, Tom?
A miner, being down in the mines.
Yeah.
Mines.
Well, what's your age? What's your age got to do with anything? If you're a minor, how does that
Ed, we need, just wait till the break. Get out. We'll explain it to you during the break. How about that? Wow,
good luck.
So that's that is a
minor profits to him. We had that same conversation.
So that's a serious. That is a serious lung disease right there.
Because there's some things that you can't. Once it goes into your lungs, it doesn't come back
Just
up.
like black lung for the coal miners. That was a real terrible for them.
That's the longest word in the English language.
In the dictionary.
Longest word, yeah. I'm a respiratory therapist, so I have used this word a couple of times in my career.
Well, it sounded like you knew how to pronounce.
Yeah,
is it shorthand in any way, or is it? You always have to say the whole word.
No, I've never heard it said any other way.
Well, here's the deal. You say you
interesting.
never have had it said, but I've started reading my Bible again this year. A couple of them old boys' names, son of somebody and son of somebody, come awful close to that.
All right, Tom. Thank you to Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Tom.
Tights and
hey, I was just kidding around with Tom and making him pronounce the word again because I can't pronounce it myself.
Hakuna Matata.
It's Hakuna Matata.
I'm with you. I don't know if it starts with an A or H or whatever,
My Swahili.
Well, you say Matata, I say Matuta.
That's
That's
right.
It's not really around here. Nobody's going to care. You go to Swahili land, though.
That's right. She is in Kajabi, Kenya, and she's actually, like with the movie, she is right on the edge of the Pride land. She has camped there, seen zebra, giraffes surrounded their camp, and she was in a hammock, heard some jangling at the fire, some tin cups and all, and there were the
baboons,
hyenas.
Oh,
and she said
they're dangerous.
She said she was 10 feet away. And she was in a hammock, which I said, you were in a human burrito. If a lion had come up or something.
Yeah.
And we told her, don't do anything risky. Well, she was with a family, but she said, I will say the hyenas, they don't look anything like they do in the cartoons. So they got a thick chest and big, long, sharp teeth, and she said it was very, very scary.
Yeah, they are. They are.
No laughing matter.
No, sometimes they are scavengers, but they're also pack hunters.
Pack hunters.
Yeah.
I tried one as a pet one time.
Right. Y'all missed no laughing
No,
matter.
man, we kept that thing like 5 days, and I just said, we got to take this thing back.
Take it back. That's smart. Take it back.
Took
Trade
it
it on a
back,
turtle.
PetSmart, and I said, this animal is uncontrollable. You're going to have to give me something else.
I'll be able to
upset
get
the children.
fed.
So you asked for a Komodo dragon after that, right?
No, give me one of them pets that's tongues that's twice as long as its body. One of them chameleon things.
You can have your baboon back, sir.
And your hyena.
They said, well, we don't give refunds. We just do exchanges.
All sales are fun.
Right. That's right.
Especially when it comes to hyenas. We get you to buy it. You're keeping it. We don't want it back.
Take that thing home in the back seat.
Like a warranty for a refrigerator you never got.
All right. Do we have time before the break for one more?
I think probably. Let's get started here.
All right. Arkansas. Bruce, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hey.
Hey, Bruce. How you doing,
I'm
my
here.
friend?
Good. How you guys?
All right.
Bless, buddy. Happy New Year.
Bruce, you want to ask, answer, or do both?
We'll try both.
All right. Which one you want to try to answer?
The dog one.
All right. Right here, Bruce, is the question. The Labrador Retriever for 30 years was the most popular dog breed in America, but this particular breed has taken over the last 2 years as the most popular. What is it?
The French Bulldog.
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Yes,
The
that's
French
right.
Bulldog?
The French Bulldog. You know any more about that?
Just that they're so darn cute and goofy looking. I kind of don't get it, but I'm a dog person,
Yeah.
so
You can't. What are you going to
I don't
hide
know.
with the French
I don't know how much. I don't know how much they weigh. French Bulldogs. I'm just looking at them. I'm guessing 20 pounds. But anyway.
yeah, they're like a big Chinese pug kind of size.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna. Can you hold on through the break, Bruce?
Sure.
Please hold on, Bruce in Arkansas. We'll come back to you, so we're not rushed here with your question for us. Yeah, the top 4 breeds of dogs in America: French Bulldog #1, Chihuahua #2.
Wait, they beat the Labrador?
Wow.
Golden Retriever 3, and Labs are 4th now, behind those dogs. So anyway, we shall return momentarily with more of Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Stay with us.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio.
Peter Rosenberger, author of the book A Minute for Caregivers, When Every Day Feels Like Monday.
I've been a caregiver for nearly 40 years, and I know how important it is to encourage a family caregiver. I also understand that caregivers don't have a lot of time, and each chapter of my book can be read in a minute. It's encouragement, support, and each chapter will point you to safety. Oh, by the way, they're all written in fluent caregiver.
A Minute for Caregivers is available at resources.afa.net.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh. The House of Representatives is preparing to vote on whether House Speaker Mike Johnson should keep his leadership role. Oklahoma Congressman Kevin Kern says he will be voting for Johnson to keep the gavel.
He's been, in a tough situation. If you think about the 3 legislative stools of Congress, of the House, the Senate, and the White House, we've only been in the minority. I think everybody thinks we're in the majority, but we're in the minority of that process. And I think he's done a yeoman's amount of work this past 12 months, 14 months in his role to get that done.
The White House announcing President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will visit the city of New Orleans on Monday following the deadly truck ramming attack on Bourbon Street on New Year's Day. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill has concerns about potentially missing leadership in government.
I'm still concerned that there is a void of leadership in Washington, D.C., and that affects everything all the way down. And so, that's going to be a problem that is going to continue until we get a new administration in place. So I'm really, really hoping that we're going to see a very quick transition.
President Biden is blocking a $15 billion sale of U.S. steel to a Japanese corporation.
Making good on a promise last year to prevent Japan's Nippon Steel from taking over U.S. Steel, President Biden officially blocked the deal, writing in a statement the proposed sale poses risk to national security in the U.S. supply chain. A federal panel that considers national security risk of foreign ownership failed to reach a consensus last month, setting up a 15-day deadline on a final decision. President Biden says it is important we maintain strong American steel companies powered by American steel workers. Nippon Steel had promised to keep the name U.S. Steel and maintain a headquarters in Pittsburgh. President-elect Trump also said he would block the sale. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Supreme Court is expected to rule this year on whether Tennessee's ban on the gender manipulation of minors can stand. Chris Woodward has another look at the case.
You may not live in Tennessee, but the Supreme Court's ruling will impact the state where you live. AFA General Counsel Abraham Hamilton III.
If the United States Supreme Court were to rule that the state of Tennessee could not protect its minors from gender mutilation surgeries and transgender chemical castrations, then it would follow no state would be able to do so.
The Biden Justice Department argues the case is a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Hamilton disagrees. So do other critics, who often point out that states restrict people 17 and under from other activities like smoking or getting a tattoo.
And you have a score of people who are now being described as detransitioners who've unfortunately undergone some of those permanent procedures, who are also ringing the alarm bell saying, don't allow children to do this. So when you weigh in the fact that there are all sorts of things that we don't allow minors to do in our country, you would think it should also include not allowing minors to permanently mutilate their bodies and eliminate their reproductive capacities going forward.
Argument took place in December. A decision is expected in June, near the end of the Supreme Court's term. I'm Chris Woodward.
A recent survey shows only 36% of American adults could pass a U.S. citizenship test. Former educator Janice Krause blames the wokeness that is taking over the nation's schools. Bob Kellogg reports.
Breitbart reports only 1 in 3 can pass the multiple-choice test. Krause thinks a huge part of the problem results from the liberal activist teachers in our school system teaching revisionist history.
They're going to be the ones in those positions in the future. If they don't know the history of our country, if they don't know, where we have failed and how we have overcome those failures, how are they going to avoid those mistakes in the future?
Krause is expecting positive changes coming from the incoming Trump administration.
President-elect Trump seems to understand the importance of students knowing history in order to participate in it now and to be able to influence the future. So I hope that his influence there will influence the education system.
Krause says unless he is able to change the education system, our future is limited and affected negatively by the situation.
The S&P 500 may be heading for its first gain since Christmas. The main gauge of Wall Street's health rose 0.6% today and was on track to break a 5-day losing streak. For American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh.
When Psalm 94 was written, God's people faced evildoers who killed even widows and orphans. Yet the psalmist wrote, "When my anxious thoughts multiply within me, your consolations delight my soul." Remembering who the Lord is often comforts troubled hearts. We can find great comfort in His past kindnesses, in Sunday's sermon, in good counsel, and in Scripture. For more encouragement, read Calming an Anxious Heart on thestand.net.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, and JJ, we thank you for listening. I hope you're having a good day on this Friday, January the 3rd. And we go back to Arkansas, where Bruce is on the phone with us. Bruce, you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, by the way, Bruce got the answer to the question correctly. The most popular dog breed in America for 2024 was the French Bulldog. And the French Bulldog has been the number one dog for the last 2 years, replacing the Labrador Retriever. The average, looks like to me, the average French Bulldog weighs between 17 and 24 pounds. So I was about right about that. And you're right. Let's see, Bruce. They are they're ugly cute, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got a little.
Oh, yeah.
They got a unusual. Well, I better stop right there.
Hey, what's your question for us? They're so ugly, only a French Bulldog would love them. Mama would love them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your question for us?
Well, I'm kicking around. Well, what would you guys prefer? Automotive, music, or American history?
I would say automotive. These guys, I'll let them.
Let's go
decide.
with
They're smarter.
music because Tim's good at that.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Back in the 70s, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, who was the loudest live band?
Okay, in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay, don't
It's not
say
going to be the Carpenters.
don't-
Let's just work our way backwards.
Yeah, reverse engineering right there. All right, Bruce, don't say anything. Okay, we're going to talk amongst ourselves here. Okay, this precedes
Heavy metal.
This precedes the heavy metal, which came in basically in the 80s.
Right.
Which is when I lost my hearing and.
When you
Anyway,
what?
I lost it.
When what happened?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I didn't listen. I wasn't. But I'm gonna say, right there, I'm gonna go Led Zeppelin.
I don't guess you could go wrong with Led Zeppelin.
That sounds like.
I'm not. Yeah.
I mean, in the 70s.
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah, let's go Led Zeppelin.
How loud was
I
Pink
mean, they
Floyd?
weren't really heavy metal. They were,
Yeah.
but they were loud rock and roll.
How loud was Pink Floyd or Black Sabbath?
that-
Yeah, let's go Led Zeppelin.
You're right, JJ. You're in that genre.
there's
Go
Deep
ahead.
Purple.
We're gonna say Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Deep Purple.
Ed got it right.
You got.
Well,
Ed.
I just
Took a guess.
Richie
Was
Blackmore.
Deep Purple? Were they like
Smoke on the
Smoke
Water.
on the Water.
Smoke on the Water? Okay. Anyway, Bruce, good question
Yes,
there.
sir.
and,
Thank you for your
thank you
patience.
for calling. You're listening to Trivia Friday. Our thanks to Bruce, who got the dog breed question correct.
Hey, Bruce mentioned being in Arkansas. I didn't even think to say I'm going to be in Locksburg, Arkansas.
No, you're not.
For a Valentine banquet. I don't know how.
Seriously?
I don't know how close that is to Bruce, but if I can make mention here in just a couple of weeks.
You do that.
Smithville Baptist Church, Saturday, January the 25th, Wild Game Dinner, and then I'll be preaching on Sunday morning. So January the 25th and 26th, Smithville Baptist Church. If you're in that part of Mississippi, you're invited.
As I say it often, I got a problem with churches playing wild games, but
Yes.
I just don't think
Just doesn't seem right.
No, it's not a good witness.
I can't
Really
imagine
not.
the Apostle Paul
Playing wild games
Playing
Yeah.
Wild Game.
wild games.
at church.
No.
At church. Now. All right, Ed.
All right, let's
go
go
ahead.
to Ohio, and Dottie is on the line. Dottie, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Hi, Dottie. I'm assuming you're a Buckeye fan, right?
Of course, I would
Yeah.
be thrown out of my house.
I know, right? Ohio is a one school state. I mean, you got to
Exactly,
either
yeah.
you're a Buckeye fan or you're not, or you're
You don't care about sports.
yeah. All right, so the anyway, the Buckeyes just destroyed.
They're peaking at the right
Yeah,
time.
they just destroyed Oregon. The
The
Ducks.
They look
Yeah.
dominant.
Yeah, they went duck hunting and were successful. But all right, Dottie. So ask, answer, or both.
I'm going to do both, please.
Okay. Which one do you want to answer?
The 23 flavors in a soft drink.
Yes, ma'am. Here's the question. What popular soft drink claims to contain 23 flavors?
That would be Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Okay, Dottie. Are you there?
She's there.
Yeah.
All right, Dottie. For our AFR travel hat, ball cap, name me 7 of the flavors.
Oh, man.
Just 7. You got 23 choices. Give me
That's
7,
right.
and you got a ball cap.
Look.
Going to be sent to
Dottie,
Ohio.
You don't have to answer that because we're not going to know, but I'm going to, since Tim started this, Dottie, if you can tell us where Dr. Pepper was invented, we'll send you an AFR ball cap.
So either one of those answers get you a ball cap.
Any one of those answers.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping I could take a shot at the flavors.
Give me 4.
How are we going to know?
I'll take 4.
I'm thinking cherry.
Okay.
And cola and lemon.
Uh-huh. Is cola a flavor?
Hey, I've heard, now this is one of these, what do you call them, urban legends? I've heard that there's prune juice in there. And sometimes when I'm taking a sip and I just sort of say,
very popular.
I think I can almost, unless it's a placebo, I think I can almost taste a hint of prune juice.
Very popular at the nursing homes.
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper, yeah. What?
When you first are in a hole, I'd go over that rule.
All right, Dottie. That's all right. Hey, Dottie, for being a good sport, we'll send you the AFR travel.
Oh,
cap.
that's good.
I don't even know the answer myself.
All right, I found it.
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead.
I found it. All right, Dottie, go ahead and you said cherry.
Yeah.
Is that in there?
You said cola.
Yeah.
Those are both in there. What else did you say?
I said 2 more.
I said lemon.
Lemon is in there.
Wow.
Justin says orange.
And orange is in there.
You mean they're giving away they're giving their recipe
and
away?
prune. Well, but you don't know how much of.
They got prune juice in there?
All right. Prune flavoring is in there.
What?
All right. The 23 flavors, almond or almond, amaretto, black licorice, blackberry. What's that?
What'd you say was in there?
Amaretto.
By morning.
By morning. Are you going to do this for all the flavors? Blackberry, caramel, carrot, cherry,
top,
clove.
Clove. I can taste the clove now. That you
cola, ginger,
crimson and clover,
and Marianne, juniper, lemon,
Jennifer.
Marianne and the
molasses.
Huxtables are what's it? Ginger.
Marianne and ginger. I don't you go ahead.
Molasses, nutmeg,
slow as
orange,
orange you,
pepper, plum,
spray,
prune, raspberry, root beer, rum, tomato, and vanilla.
Okay, there's no way, like you say, we don't know if there's a dash of this or a hint of that. So, okay, while you
so she got it.
Yeah, thank you for your Dottie. You earned that cap, but while you're listening and being patient, Dottie, here's the backstory. So, Dr. Pepper was invented in Waco, Texas, and it was originally called a Waco, and they made the drink. It was so delicious, and people would stop through there and they'd say, "Give me a Waco," and that lasted for just a little minute. Then they changed the name to Dr. Pepper, and it may have been a Dr. Pepper who invented it, but they said they called it a Waco, and then people traveling through tie up their horse, come in and say, "I want one of those drinks that you guys have," and they changed it to Dr. Pepper, and it all was right there in Waco, Texas.
Now, Dottie, do you like Dr. Pepper?
Yes and no. I'm not a big pop drinker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do. That's one of my. Yeah, I love Dr. Pepper.
It's interesting that you just taught me about the Waco drink because we do a lot of puzzles and we do nostalgic puzzles, and we see the Waco drink on there. So that's nice to know.
Wow.
Yeah, Waco drink is like for whatever, a year or not very long at all, and it was Dr. Pepper, but they just changed the name.
All right. Well, Dottie, make sure, I know you got a question for us. When we get through with you on air, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get your information, and we'll send you out a ball cap. Well done on the flavors. I would never have guessed even 4 of those. That was tremendous.
And that prune juice, all those years, now I have to go back and apologize to all those old wives for what I thought was just fables.
Yes, old wives' tales.
I mean, yeah.
All right, Dottie, what's your question for us?
Mm-hmm.
So my granddaughter wants me to ask, how tall is Andy Griffith?
Your granddaughter does? Wow.
Yeah.
She's watching.
Good for her for watching the classics. He must be tall, huh?
Almost.
I think 6 foot, 6'1". What do you guys think?
5'11", something like that.
I'll say 6 foot tall.
I'm going to go
right
6.
on the button.
I'm going to go 6 foot, but you may be right. He may be
yeah.
Just under that. All right, we have 2 votes for 6 foot, and Tim says 5'11".
He is 6 foot.
6
Way to
foot,
go, guys.
6 foot.
Okay, is the correct pronunciation 6 foot tall or 6 feet tall? that would be because we want to be. We're pretty serious about our English here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, are we?
Yeah, we are. We talk.
All right.
Hey, Happy New Year, Dottie.
Yeah.
Make sure and stay on the line so they can get your address.
Dottie,
and
what's
send
your
you
what's
this,
your what's your daughter or granddaughter's name that gave you the question? Chloe.
Chloe.
Good question, Chloe.
Yes.
All right. Hey, Cindy, we're going to send a hat to Chloe and Dottie so they can both have one, an AFR ball cap. All right. And all right. Thank you, Dottie from Ohio. Let's repeat our questions. And we didn't do that, right, this half hour? We didn't?
I don't.
For the last time today, we will repeat our questions. Go.
All right. What major league pitcher won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter? The flip side is what major league pitcher threw 7 no-hitters but never won a Cy Young Award? And you know that other question I have, I'm gonna hold that off till next week.
Good.
All right.
I'm gonna be like Tim.
You worked so hard for that
on
question.
these
That's
questions.
right. Here's what I've got. In the Peanuts comics, we're talking Linus and Lucy, a brother and sister. What was their last name?
That's a good.
What's the last name of Linus and Lucy? And then I'll add one.
Mm-hmm.
What 2 epic poems did the ancient Greek poet Homer write? Try to remember back to high school or college. What 2 epic poems did the ancient Greek poet Homer write?
All right, my question is this, last question I have for today. This actor, still alive today, was a major movie star for Disney in the 60s and 70s. His movies include The Barefoot Executive and The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. I want to know the answer. This gentleman went on to have a illustrious career in the movie industry, but he got his start with movies that many baby boomers remember going to the theater and watching in the 60s and 70s. What's his name? And he's also married to a very famous movie star.
Yeah.
I think they're married. Maybe shacked up. I'm not sure.
I'm not. I actually think they've never been formally married.
Yeah, I think
but they've lived together for
I've
30 years or something.
Haven't heard that this year. Shacked up, gone all year and not even heard that phrase.
Is that inappropriate?
No, I think
No,
it's
I think
yeah.
I think everyone knows what you mean when you say it.
Yeah, we
Shacked
can
up.
throw in a little hellfire and brimstone on Trivia Friday while we're having fun.
That's right.
Tell it.
That's what we always call people who lived together and weren't married.
Yeah, shacked up.
Shacked
Even in New England, that's what we
So,
yeah, same thing. They're shacked up.
They're
Yeah.
shacked up?
Yep. All right, we go to Kansas, and Robert is on the line. Robert, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, gentlemen, and praise to God and gratitude.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Robert. We agree, brother.
A lot to be thankful for.
Yep.
Where do you live in
Thank you for
Kansas,
doing what
Robert?
you do.
Yeah. Yeah, where you live in Kansas?
I live in Wichita.
Wichita.
JJ, you ever been there?
I've been
Oh,
there.
you've been there. You got a timeshare.
Next summer, I'm going to be in Newton, so I'm excited about that. May the 31st and June the 1st, I'll be in Newton. You're invited.
Hey, Robert, I always ask
that
people.
too.
I always ask people who call from Wichita, where's the repair work now on Kellogg Avenue?
Kellogg's not really the big problem right now.
Okay,
All right.
good.
North 96 I-135 interchange has been under construction for quite a while, and it's still going to be a little while before it does.
It's that same bunch who came over from Kellogg Avenue.
Yeah, I wish the Kellogg was a little longer, the road there, but you can't have it all.
For those who don't know, Kellogg Avenue is one of the main drags there in.
It's like the Energizer Bunny
Wichita.
of roads.
Yeah, that's
it just
right.
keeps going and going and going.
All right, Robert, ask, answer, or both?
Both, please.
Which one do you want to answer?
Either one of the baseball questions.
All right.
Here we go.
Here's the first one. Okay, so I will do the first one. I'll toss that to you. What major league pitcher won 7 Cy Young Awards but never threw a no-hitter?
That would be Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens. He threw, I think, a
Wow.
one-hitter, but he never threw a no-hitter.
Really?
But
No
won
kidding.
7 Cy Young Awards.
How do you do that without throwing a?
I know.
It's being so consistent in
Yeah.
all the other games.
Oh, he was dominant for.
Oh, it broke my heart when he left the Red Sox and went to the Yankees.
For 10, 12 years, he was one of the most dominant pitchers ever.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good answer. What's your question
They
for
always
us?
sell out in the end, though.
I've got either another sports question or a money question.
Sports.
Yeah, let's go
Tim and,
sports.
Money.
and Ed.
Okay. How much does a bowling pin weigh?
That's not a sports question.
Yeah, you got to be talking about a sport to start off with, Robert. How much does a bowling pin? All right, no, wait. Are we talking candle pins or are we talking duck pins?
Oh, my word. That's what I'm talking about.
Just a regular, like, Pro Bowlers Association pin.
Okay. I'm going to say 2 or 3 pounds. 3 pounds maybe? 2 or 3 pounds?
2 pounds, 4 ounces. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'll go with 3 pounds.
Yeah.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
Any of us close, Robert?
It's about 3 3/4.
3 3/4, almost 4 pounds.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Have you ever held one?
Yes. Oh, yes. My dad, I grew up in a bowling alley.
Oh, so you were back.
You were Weber.
Oh, you've
held the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I got
wow.
You held a lot of them then.
Were you a successful bowler yourself?
Not after high school. I kind of fell out of it.
Let yourself go.
How many 300 games did your dad ever get? 1 or 2?
My dad, none that I don't think me or him ever did.
He was the Roger Clemens of bowling.
There you go.
He was dominant, but he never got a 300 game.
Right. Hey, thanks.
For those who don't know, 300 is a perfect score in bowling.
And a lot of people get like 290 something, but to get it perfect, I don't know if it's your nerves or having to
the
let
pressure builds.
The pressure, but very few people. It's like getting a hole in one.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
But then somebody says
Happy
something
New
to
Year.
you like, you got 9 in a row, right? Wow. Don't let everybody down now. We're all watching.
That's what they always tell you, not to talk to a pitcher. People,
no,
ball players
let him
won't
sit
talk.
by himself.
Yeah, they sit by themselves. You don't want to get them all nervous about
That's
no
what
hitter.
the other day, is he gone?
Yeah, he asked.
So the other day, and listen, I'm not, Texas and Arizona State played a classic, okay?
Yeah.
But I mentioned, I think I texted this to you. So at the end of regulation, I think it was, or near the end of regulation, the Texas kickers going on the field, and they're tied. And this is for basically to win the ball game, okay? And the coach for Texas pulls the kicker, gets right in his face mask. It's just him, and talks to him for like 30 seconds. Like, this is all on you, buddy.
Yeah.
You can do it. The whole world's watching. Did you hear me? Are you checking? Are you? And the kid's just shaking his head. I'm going like, leave him alone.
Did he make it? Or
no, he missed it.
Well,
he
of
missed
course he
two.
missed it.
He missed 2.
He missed 2, and he
All
never
that
misses.
Got iced by his own coach.
This guy never misses, and he missed 2. The Texas kicker, his name is Auburn. I think that's his name. He's red hair, curly hair. I mean, but Auburn,
and to
Auburn
stop
hair.
him on his way out.
Yes.
You don't do something like that when they're going to shoot a free throw. That's what the other team does.
Yes.
Let's call a timeout. So we
he
break
was
the
icing his
momentum.
own kicker. I was
Yes.
going, what are you doing, man? Anyway, Texas ended up winning the ball game, but that was I didn't understand that at all.
Wow.
All right, so here we go back to the phone.
All right, we go to Oklahoma, and Andrew is on the line. Andrew, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Andrew, you want to ask, answer, or do both?
Answer.
All right, which one you want to try to answer?
The no-hitter.
All right, here's the question, Andrew. What major league pitcher threw 7 no-hitters but never won a Cy Young Award?
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
He didn't win a Cy.
Never won a Cy Young Award.
You got to be kidding me.
And he was dominant. He was a dominant pitcher. I looked both of these up before when I was doing just to make sure, and these are both true statements.
That would have made a good true or false. Save that for 6 months from now.
Okay.
Because that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
Didn't get a Cy Young. Is that true or
there
false?
There will never be, well, there never has been since, and never will be another
Nolan
Ryan, in my opinion, because first of all, pitchers don't pitch 9 innings anymore.
Right.
None of them do, and Nolan Ryan had an arm from God.
Yes.
That's all you can say. He could throw 100 miles an hour for 9 innings.
And no one ever break his strikeout record.
No,
either.
never.
Have you seen that movie? Either one of you from a couple of years ago?
No, about Nolan Ryan?
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there's some kind of movie out, and he's just sharing how different ones said you got a gift, and I just saw like the trailer.
Huh.
And
I didn't know.
I thought it just came out, but I think it came out, I don't know, maybe a year ago. But that's something I want to see if it's clean.
Yeah. All right, Andrew, good answer.
What's your question for us?
Riddle?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a question.
All right,
okay.
thanks, buddy.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Andrew. You have a great New Year, and thanks for calling. And we go next to.
All right, we can probably squeeze one more in. We go to Georgia, and Jedediah is on the line. Jedediah, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello?
Hello, Jedediah. You want to ask, answer, or do both?
I'm just going to ask.
All right, well, go ahead, Jedediah.
So, although University of Georgia has been known for the Bulldogs for many years, do you know what their first mascot was?
It was the peach, boys.
It was the peach?
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing that out there.
The
Georgia.
Peaches.
It was a Vidalia.
Yeah. Let's go Onion.
Hey, we don't know, and we're towards the end of the show. What's the answer,
what's the answer?
Jedediah?
The goat. University of Georgia football, their mascot was the goat.
The goat?
The goat?
Usually when you say, I've got your goat, or, you old goat, that's not a
and the goats take the field.
Now at least you say it's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's tradition.
Jedediah.
You got your goat.
So the University of Georgia, known as the Bulldogs, were first known as
the goats.
Or at least their mascot
was the goat.
The mascot was
Hey,
the
that's
goat.
great.
Thank
buddy.
you, Jedediah.
Absolutely.
Have a
hey,
great
listen, we had another folks on the phone. We'll get you next week.
Yeah.
But,
all right. I have no more questions.
What two epic poems did the ancient Greek poet
I'm
Homer
going to say
write?
the Iliad and Ulysses.
Iliad and the Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Peanuts, Linus, and Lucy, what was their last name?
I can't remember that.
Van Pelt.
Yeah.
The Van Pelts?
They came over with the Vikings.
They were also one of
the
loudest rock bands in the 70s.
The Van Pelts?
The Van Pelts. Yeah, I was at their concert. Everybody was holding up a Bic lighter.
Yeah, they were also in The Sound of Music.
Yes,
remember them?
The Van Pelts.
The Van Pelt family?
I think it was the Van Pelts.
The Hills were alive.
All right, the actor still alive today who was a major movie star for Disney in the 60s and 70s. His movies included The Barefoot Executive and The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Who am I talking about?
Also known for Tombstone.
Yes.
The second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And his name is not K-I-R-K.
K-U-R-T.
Yeah.
K-U-R-T. Kurt Russell.
And Goldie Hawn is his significant other.
Yeah.
She was a pretty well-known actress as well.
Anyway, so there you go. Kurt Russell is the actor I was looking for.
Guys, I mentioned this, but in case somebody missed it, I'm going to be at Smithville Baptist Church in a couple of weeks. Saturday, January the 25th, Wild Game Supper. Preaching Sunday morning on Sunday the 26th. Smithville Baptist Church in Smithville, Mississippi.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday. Hello, everyone. Tim Wildmon here with American Family Association and American Family Radio. Hey, our tours for 2025, our spiritual heritage tours of Washington, D.C. and Williamsburg and Boston, they're filling up.